The moment you decide, something shifts. Not just in you, but in the very fabric of the universe. It's as if the stars pause, the winds hold their breath, and the heavens themselves lean closer to witness the spark igniting in your soul. A decision. A true, unshakable decision is not a fleeting thought or a whispered wish. It is a thunderclap, a sacred vow, a line drawn in the sand of your existence. When you decide, you declare to the world, to yourself, to the infinite, I am here. I am ready. I will not be denied. And in that moment, heaven moves. This is no ordinary choice. It is the spark that sets your destiny ablaze, the key that unlocks the gates of possibility. Napoleon Hill, a man who studied the anatomy of success, taught that all achievement begins with a burning desire, a definite decision to claim what is yours. Without it, you drift a ship without a rudder, tossed by the waves of circumstance. With it, you become a force, a creator, a warrior of the spirit. The world may not see it yet, but the moment you decide, the universe takes notice. Forces align, doors creak open. The path once hidden begins to reveal itself. Think of Thomas Edison standing in his laboratory, surrounded by the wreckage of 10,000 failed experiments. The world called him a dreamer, a fool chasing an impossible light. But Edison had decided, not just to invent, but to illuminate the world, to defy the darkness with a vision only he could see. Each failure was not a defeat, but a step. Each setback, a lesson. Each moment of doubt, a chance to reaffirm his choice. His decision was a beacon, and heaven moved through his hands, through his mind, through the relentless fire of his will. The light bulb was not just an invention. It was a testament to the power of a soul that dared to decide. Your life is a battlefield, not of swords or steel, but of choices. Every day, you stand at a crossroads, faced with the temptation to shrink, to settle, to let fear dictate your path. The voices are loud: doubt, distraction, the weight of a world that loves conformity. They whisper that you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, that safety is better than struggle. But a single decision can silence them all. When you decide, you step into your power. You claim your birthright. You tell the universe, this is who I am. This is what I choose. And heaven moves to meet you. The first battle is in your mind. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality, the sculptors of your future. Hill taught that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief begins with a decision to reject the lies of limitation, to embrace the truth of your potential. Your mind is a sacred space, a temple where your destiny is shaped. Guard it fiercely. Let no thought of fear or failure take root. Choose to fill it with visions of victory, with images of the life you were born to live. This is not wishful thinking. It is a spiritual act, a declaration that you are the master of your fate. Consider. Abraham Lincoln, a man who faced defeat after defeat failed. Businesses lost elections, personal tragedies that would have crushed a lesser spirit. Yet Lincoln made a decision to rise, to fight, to believe in a purpose greater than his pain. He chose to see himself not as a victim, but as a vessel for a vision, a united nation, a world where justice prevailed. That decision was his compass, guiding him through the storms of doubt and despair. His mind was his battlefield, and his choice to believe in his purpose moved heaven to reshape history. Clarity is the light that guides your decision. To decide is not enough. You must know what you are deciding for. What is the vision that burns in your heart? What is the dream that keeps you awake? The purpose that sets your soul on fire. Walt Disney stood on the edge of bankruptcy, ridiculed for his foolish ideas. Yet he had clarity. A vision of a world where imagination reigned, where families could find joy. He didn't just decide to dream. He decided to build, to create, to make his vision so clear it became inevitable. That clarity was his weapon, cutting through doubt, guiding every step, aligning the universe to his will. You must find that same clarity. Strip away the noise, the expectations of others, the distractions of the world, the clutter of indecision. Sit with yourself in the quiet. Ask the hard questions. What do I want? What am I here to create? What legacy will I leave? Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let it take shape in your mind until it is as real as the ground beneath your feet. This is not a casual exercise. It is a sacred ritual, a moment when you align your soul with the infinite. When you decide with clarity, you set the stars in motion, and heaven moves to meet you. This decision is not a one-time act, but a daily recommitment, a choice to live in alignment with your highest self. The world will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path. Rejection, failure moments when the vision feels distant. But each test is an invitation to reaffirm your decision, to strengthen your resolve, to prove your faith. Hill wrote that every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Your decision is the lens that finds that seed, the courage that plants it, the faith that nurtures it into something extraordinary. You are not alone in this fight. The moment you decide, you tap into a force greater than yourself. Hill's infinite intelligence, the energy that flows through those who dare to choose their destiny. Surround yourself with those who see your fire, who fuel your vision, who challenge you to rise. These are not just allies, they are your mastermind, your co-creators in the spiritual war. Together you amplify your decision, turning a spark into a blaze, a dream into reality. When you decide, heaven moves not just for you, but through you for the world that awaits your light. The spark of your decision ignites a fire, but it is your vision that shapes its flames. A vision is not a fleeting dream or a vague hope. It is a vivid, unyielding picture of the life you are called to create, a beacon that lights your path through the chaos of the world. When you decide, you don't just choose a direction, you choose a destiny. You declare to the universe that you will not drift, that you will not settle, that you will carve your mark upon eternity. And in that moment, the heavens stir, aligning their forces to meet the clarity of your resolve. Your vision is your battle cry, and when you hold it with unwavering faith, heaven moves to make it real. Napoleon Hill taught that a definite chief aim, a clear burning vision, is the cornerstone of all achievement. Without it, your efforts scatter like leaves in the wind. With it, every step becomes a deliberate act, every choice a stroke of the brush on the canvas of your life. Think of Henry Ford, a man who saw a world where machines could liberate humanity from toil. His vision wasn't just to build cars, it was to transform lives, to make the impossible accessible. When others mocked his ideas, when financial ruin loomed, Ford's vision held him steady. He decided to see a future others couldn't, and heaven moved through his factories, his innovations, his relentless will to bring that future to life. Your vision must be just as bold. It is not enough to want, you must see. Close your eyes and paint the picture, the business you will build, the lives you will touch, the legacy you will leave. See it in vivid detail, the colors, the sounds, the emotions of victory. This is not fantasy. It is the spiritual act of creation, the moment you align your soul with the infinite possibilities of the universe. Hill called this the principle of autosuggestion, the act of feeding your mind with the images of your success, until they become as real as the ground beneath you. Your vision is your map, your torch, your sacred vow. Hold it close and let it guide every step. Purpose is the soul of your vision, the why that gives it life. A vision without purpose is a picture without meaning, a flame without fuel. Purpose is the reason you fight, the force that keeps you moving when the world says stop. Consider Marie Curie, a woman who decided to unlock the secrets of the universe, not for fame or wealth, but for the advancement of humanity. Her purpose was her anchor, guiding her through poverty, through skepticism, through the physical toll of her work. She faced a world that dismissed her, yet her decision to pursue her purpose moved heaven through her discoveries, through her courage, through a legacy that still lights the path for science. What is your purpose? It is not found in the expectations of others or the fleeting rewards of the world. It is found in the quiet of your heart, in the moments when you feel most alive, most connected to something greater. Ask yourself, what am I here to do? What mark do I want to leave? The answers may come slowly, but they are there waiting to be uncovered. Your purpose is not just a goal. It is a calling, a sacred mission that ties your fight to the eternal. When you decide to live for this purpose, you align with the infinite, and heaven moves to meet your resolve. Discipline is the bridge between your vision and its reality. It is not enough to see to believe to have a purpose. You must act, and action requires the unyielding commitment to show up day after day, even when the fire feels faint. Hill wrote that discipline comes through self-control, the ability to choose your future over your comfort, your purpose over your fear. Think of J.K. Rowling typing in cafes, scraping by, pouring her soul into a story the world didn't yet know it needed. She didn't wait for inspiration or permission. She decided to write, to persist, to discipline herself through rejection and doubt. Her vision of a magical world became real because she chose discipline over despair, and heaven moved through her words to touch millions. You too must forge this discipline. The world is a master of distraction, luring you with the noise of comparison, the pull of instant gratification, the comfort of the familiar. But your vision demands more. It demands the courage to rise early to work, when others rest to study, when others scroll. Discipline is not a punishment, it is a liberation, a declaration that you value your purpose above all else. It is the act of showing up for yourself, of honoring the decision you made when you chose to fight. Every small act of discipline, every page written, every step taken, is a victory in the spiritual war, a signal to the universe that you are ready for its support. The battlefield is not kind. It will test your vision with obstacles, your purpose with setbacks, your discipline with temptation. But these are not punishments. They are invitations to prove your decision, to strengthen your resolve. Hill's principle of persistence reminds us that success is not a straight line, but a journey of countless choices, each one a chance to reaffirm your commitment. When you falter, and you will remember that the heavens are watching, waiting for you to rise again. Every stumble is a lesson. Every challenge, a chance to sharpen your vision, to deepen your purpose, to forge a stronger discipline. You are not alone in this fight. The moment you decide you join a lineage of warriors, those who, like you, chose to see a better world and fought to make it real. Surround yourself with those who fuel your vision, who share your purpose, who challenge you to be more. Hill's mastermind principle is not just a strategy. It is a spiritual alliance, a collective force that amplifies your decision. These are your fellow creators, your comrades in the war for a life of meaning. Together you become unstoppable, a tide that moves the heavens themselves. As you stand on this battlefield, know this: your vision is your power, your purpose, your guide, your discipline, your strength. The moment you decide, you set the universe in motion. You are not just a dreamer, but a doer, not just a soul, but a force. The heavens are waiting, ready to meet the fire of your resolve. Decide, see, act, and watch as heaven moves. The fire of your decision burns bright, but it is action that turns its flames into a force that reshapes the world. A vision without action is a painting left unfinished. A purpose without movement is a song left unsung. When you decide, you ignite a spark, but it is through action, deliberate, relentless, courageous action, that you call the heavens to your side. Every step you take, every choice you make is a declaration to the universe that your vision is not a dream, but a destiny. Napoleon Hill taught that action is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. The moment when your decision becomes a force that heaven cannot ignore. Action is not about perfection. It is about progress. It is the courage to move forward even when the path is unclear, even when fear whispers in your ear. Think of the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, standing on the windswept dunes of Kitty Hawk, their dreams mocked by a world that believed flight was impossible. They didn't wait for the perfect blueprint or the approval of skeptics. They decided to act, building, testing, failing, rebuilding. Each crash was a lesson, each attempt a testament to their resolve. Their action turned a vision into reality, and heaven moved through their hands, their ingenuity, their refusal to stop lifting humanity into the skies. You too must act with such audacity. The world will tempt you to wait for the right moment, the right resources, the right circumstances. But the right moment is now. The decision you made, the vision you hold, the purpose that burns within you, they demand action, not hesitation. Start where you stand. Write the first page. Make the first call. Take the first step. Each action is a brick in the monument of your destiny, a signal to the universe that you are ready to claim what is yours. When you move, heaven moves with you, aligning opportunities, opening doors, weaving synchronicities into your path. Gratitude is the fuel that powers your action, the sacred fire that transforms effort into impact. It is not a polite gesture, but a revolutionary choice, a lens that reveals the abundance hidden in every moment. Hill wrote that gratitude aligns your spirit with the infinite, drawing to you the resources and wisdom needed to bring your vision to life. When you give thanks for the strength to act, for the lessons in your failures, for the small victories along the way, you shift the energy of your fight. You turn struggle into opportunity, doubt into determination, scarcity into possibility. Consider Oprah Winfrey, a woman born into poverty, facing a world that seemed designed to hold her back. She could have drowned in bitterness, in the weight of her circumstances. Instead, she chose gratitude for every chance to learn, as every opportunity to grow, every moment of grace. That gratitude fueled her action, guiding her through rejection, through pain, to a legacy that redefined what was possible. She decided to rise, to act, to give thanks, and heaven moved through her voice, her vision, her unrelenting will to touch millions of lives. Your gratitude, too, is a force, a magnet that pulls the universe closer to your dreams. This gratitude is not passive. It is an active choice, a daily practice that strengthens your resolve. Pause in the midst of your action. Look at the ground you've gained, the challenges you've faced, the person you're becoming. Be thankful for the fire in your soul, the vision in your heart, the chance to fight another day. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let gratitude be the rhythm of your march, the drumbeat that keeps you steady when the battlefield shakes. It is not weakness to give thanks. It is power, the kind that roots you in the eternal and lifts you above the temporary. Adaptability is the art of dancing with the chaos of life. The battlefield is not static. It shifts with every moment, every challenge, every unexpected turn. To fight with a decision that moves heaven, you must be willing to bend without breaking, to pivot without losing sight of your vision. Hill taught that the most successful are those who see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity to grow, to refine, to evolve. When you decide, you commit to a destination, but the path may twist, and it is your adaptability that keeps you moving forward. Think of Steve Jobs, a man who faced failure, rejection, and exile from the company he built. When he returned to Apple, he didn't cling to old strategies or outdated dreams. He adapted, reimagining his vision for a world where technology and beauty intertwined. His decision to create was unwavering, but his methods evolved, bending to the demands of a changing world. His adaptability turned a struggling company into a global force, and heaven moved through his innovation. his persistence, his ability to see opportunity in every shift. You too must embrace this adaptability, letting it guide you through the storms of change, turning obstacles into stepping stones. The world will test your action, your gratitude, your adaptability. It will throw distractions in your path, social media comparison, the lure of comfort. It will challenge your resolve with setbacks, with moments when the vision feels distant. But these are not defeats. They are invitations to reaffirm your decision, to deepen your gratitude, to sharpen your adaptability. Hill's principle of persistence reminds us that every challenge is a chance to prove your commitment, to show the universe that you are all in. When you act with gratitude, when you adapt with purpose, you align with the infinite and heaven moves to meet you. You are not fighting alone. Your decision, your action, your gratitude, they connect you to a greater whole, a universal force that Hill called the infinite intelligence. Surround yourself with those who amplify your resolve, who share your vision, who challenge you to grow. These are your allies in the spiritual war, your mastermind group, your co-creators in a life of meaning. Together, you become a tide that shifts the heavens, a force that reshapes reality. Your action is your vow, your gratitude, your prayer, your adaptability, your strength. Decide, move, give thanks, and watch as heaven moves with you. The battlefield of your life is not a gentle plain, but a rugged terrain carved by the winds of challenge and the storms of adversity. Yet it is here in the crucible of struggle that your decision becomes a force of transformation. When you decide, you set your soul ablaze, but it is resilience that keeps the fire burning, learning that sharpens its glow, and faith that lifts it to the heavens. These are not mere qualities. They are the pillars of your spiritual war, the tools that turn your choice into a destiny that moves the stars. When you stand firm, when you grow, when you believe, heaven moves not as a distant observer, but as a partner in your fight. Resilience is the heartbeat of your decision. It is not the absence of pain, but the courage to rise through it, to stand taller with every fall. The world will test your resolve. Rejection will sting failure, will bruise doubt, will weigh heavy on your shoulders. But resilience is your refusal to stay down, your choice to see every setback as a setup for a comeback. Napoleon Hill wrote that every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Your resilience is the lens that finds that seed, the strength that plants it, the will that nurtures it into triumph. Consider Nelson Mandela, a man who faced 27 years of imprisonment, his body confined, but his spirit unbound. Each day in that cell was a battle, each moment of hardship, a test of his decision to fight for justice. He could have surrendered to despair, to hatred, to the weight of an unjust world. Instead, he chose resilience, deciding to rise above his circumstances, to forgive, to lead. His decision moved heaven through his courage, his vision, his unyielding spirit, reshaping a nation and inspiring the world. Your resilience, too, is a force, a testament to the power of a soul that refuses to break. You will stumble. The path to your vision is not smooth. It is littered with obstacles that demand you grow stronger to overcome them. But each fall is a lesson, each scar a badge of honor. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about embracing it as a teacher, a forge that tempers your spirit. When you decide, you commit to this truth, no setback is final, no failure is fatal. You rise because you have chosen, because your purpose is worth it, because your vision demands it. Every time you stand again, you signal to the universe that you are still in the fight, and heaven moves to meet your resolve. Learning is the compass that guides you through this rugged terrain. To decide is to commit to growth, to see every experience, good or bad, as a classroom for your soul. Hill taught that the habit of learning is the mark of a true achiever, the willingness to seek wisdom in every moment. Consider Benjamin Franklin, a man who rose from humble beginnings to shape a nation. He was not born a genius. He became one through relentless curiosity. He read, he questioned, he experimented, turning every failure into a lesson, every challenge into an opportunity. His decision to learn, to grow, to evolve it moved heaven, leaving a legacy that still lights the way. You too must embrace this hunger for learning. The battlefield is your teacher, and every moment holds a lesson if you are willing to see it. Study your failures. What do they reveal? Analyze your successes. What made them possible? Seek out mentors, books, ideas that challenge your perspective. The spiritual war is not won by those who know the most, but by those who are willing to learn the most. Ask yourself, what can this moment teach me? How can this obstacle make me stronger? The answers are there, hidden in the folds of your journey, waiting for you to claim them. Faith is the wind that lifts your learning, your resilience, your decision to new heights. It is not blind belief, but a deep, unshakable trust in the power of your purpose, in the vision that burns within you, in the universe that conspires to make it real. Hill called faith the eternal elixir that gives life to your dreams, the force that aligns your spirit with the infinite. When you decide, you plant a seed of faith, and with every act of resilience, every lesson learned, you water it, letting it grow into something unstoppable. Think of Malala Yousafzai, a girl who faced death for the sake of education. Shot, silenced, exiled, she could have retreated into fear. Instead, she chose faith. Faith in her purpose. Faith in the power of her voice. Faith that one person could change the world. Her decision to keep learning, to keep fighting, to keep believing it moved heaven, turning a personal struggle into a global movement. Your faith, too, is a force, a bridge between the seen and the unseen, a spark that calls the universe to your side. This faith is not passive, it is a choice, a daily recommitment to your decision. It is the courage to believe when the world offers no proof, to trust when doubt surrounds you. Speak your vision aloud, affirm your purpose daily. Act as if your dreams are already real. This is not delusion. It is the spiritual act of aligning your reality with the infinite potential within you. When you learn with humility, when you rise with resilience, when you believe with faith, you become a magnet for miracles, a beacon for the heavens to follow. You are not alone in this fight. Hill's mastermind principle reminds us that your decision gains power when you align with others who share your faith, who fuel your resilience, who challenge you to learn. These are your allies in the spiritual war, your co-creators in a life of meaning. Surround yourself with those who see your potential, who lift you when you falter, who remind you of your decision when the world tries to make you forget. Together, you become a force that moves mountains, a tide that shifts the stars. As you stand on this battlefield, know this: your resilience is your strength. Your learning is your guide. Your faith is your light. The moment you decide, you set the universe in motion, and every step you take, every lesson learned, every moment of rising again calls heaven closer. You are not just fighting for a dream. You are fighting for a legacy, for a life that echoes beyond time. Decide, rise, learn, believe, and watch as heaven moves with you. The battlefield of your life pulses with a rhythm that only the brave can hear. A call to stand tall, to face the storm, to move forward when fear begs you to retreat. Your decision has set the heavens in motion, but it is courage that keeps them aligned, persistence that fuels their momentum, and the connection to a greater purpose that makes your fight eternal. When you decide, you don't just choose a path, you choose to be a warrior, a creator, a force that reshapes the world. Every act of courage, every moment of persistence, every step toward the greater good is a signal to the universe that you are all in. And when you fight with this conviction, Heaven moves not as a bystander, but as a force that amplifies your will. Courage is the blade you wield in the spiritual war. It is not the absence of fear, but the choice to act in spite of it, to face the unknown with a heart full of fire. The world will test your courage at every turn. Doubt will whisper, rejection will sting, failure will loom like a shadow. But courage is your defiance, your refusal to let fear write your story. Napoleon Hill taught that courage is the spark that turns desire into action, the strength that transforms a decision into destiny. When you choose courage, you align your soul with the infinite, and the heavens rally to your side. Think of Rosa Parks, a woman whose quiet act of courage sparked a revolution. She didn't set out to be a hero. She simply decided to stand firm, to say no to injustice, to act when the world demanded she comply. Her courage was not loud or flashy. It was a steady, unshakable resolve, a decision to honor her dignity above her fear. That single choice, sitting when the world said move, moved heaven, igniting a movement that reshaped a nation. Your courage, too, is a force, a spark that can set the world ablaze. It is in the moment you say yes to your vision, yes to your purpose, yes to the fight, even when your hands tremble and your heart races. Persistence is the rhythm of your courage, the unrelenting beat that keeps you moving forward. Hill wrote that persistence is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve the quality that turns a decision into a legacy. The battlefield is not a sprint, but a marathon, a test of endurance where victory belongs to those who refuse to quit. Consider Thomas Edison not the legend of success, but the man who faced 10,000 failures before the light bulb glowed. Each failed experiment was a battle, each setback a test of his decision. His persistence was a spiritual act, a commitment to his vision that moved heaven to light the world. You too must forge this persistence. The world will not hand you your dreams. It will challenge you, push you, tempt you to give up. There will be days when the vision feels distant, when the purpose feels heavy, when the courage falters. But persistence is not about strength. It is about choice. The choice to take one more step, to try one more time, to believe one more day. Every small act of persistence, every hour of work, every moment of refusal to quit is a victory, a signal to the universe that your decision is unbreakable. When you persist, heaven moves, aligning the stars to meet your unwavering will. Your fight is not just for you, it is for the greater good, a thread in the tapestry of humanity's story. When you decide, you connect your purpose to something larger, a universal mission that lifts others as it lifts you. Hill's infinite intelligence is not a distant force, but a current that flows through those who align their fight with the betterment of the world. Your decision, your courage, your persistence, they ripple outward, touching lives you may never know, inspiring hearts you may never meet. To fight spiritually is to fight for more than yourself. It is to fight for the hope, the possibility, the light that others need. Consider Muhammad Ali, a man who fought not just in the ring, but for justice, for faith, for the right to be himself. His courage was not just for his own glory. It was for those who had no voice for a world that could be better. He decided to stand, to speak, to persist through persecution, and heaven moved through his words, his actions, his unyielding spirit, to inspire generations. Your fight, too, is a gift to the world. Every step you take, every fear you face, every moment you choose to keep going, it plants a seed of hope, a spark of change, a light that others will follow. This interconnectedness is your strength. You are not alone on this battlefield. Hill's mastermind principle teaches that your decision gains power when you align with others who share your courage, who fuel your persistence, who see the greater good in your fight. Surround yourself with those who lift you, who challenge you, who remind you of your decision when the world tries to make you forget. These are your allies, your co-creators, your brothers and sisters in the spiritual war. Together, you become a force that shifts the heavens, a tide that reshapes reality. As you stand in this moment, feel the power of your choice. Your courage is your sword, your persistence, your shield, your connection to the greater good, your battle cry. The battlefield is not a place of defeat, but a canvas of creation, a sacred space where your decision becomes a legacy. Every act of courage, every moment of persistence, every step toward the greater good, it calls the universe to your side, aligning the infinite with your finite fight. You are not just a warrior. You are a beacon, a force, a spark that lights the way for others. The heavens are watching, waiting for you to move, to persist, to fight for something bigger. Your decision is not just a choice. It is a revolution, a declaration that you will not be bound by fear or limitation. Decide with courage, persist with fire, fight for the greater good, and watch as heaven moves not just for you but through you for the world that awaits your light. The battlefield of your life is not a fleeting moment, but an eternal canvas where every decision you make paints a stroke that echoes beyond time. Your fight is not bound by the days you live or the ground you stand on. It is a legacy, a ripple that carries your courage, your persistence, your purpose into the future. When you decide you do more than choose a path, you create a story, a fire that lights the way for others. A testament to the power of a soul that dares to align with the infinite. Napoleon Hill taught that your greatest achievement is not what you gain, but what you leave behind, the impact that lives on when your voice falls silent. When you fight for this legacy, heaven moves, weaving your decision into the fabric of eternity. Your legacy is not measured by wealth or fame, but by the lives you touch, the hope you inspire, the change you ignite. It is the sum of every choice you make, every moment. You choose courage over fear, persistence over surrender, purpose over doubt. To decide is to declare that your life matters, that your fight is not just for you, but for the world that needs your light. Think of Leonardo da Vinci, whose decision to create went beyond his paintings or inventions. He decided to push the boundaries of human imagination, to see what others could not. His sketches, his ideas, his relentless curiosity, they were his spiritual battle, and their impact still shapes the world centuries later. Your legacy, too, is a force, a gift that lives beyond you. This legacy begins in the quiet moments, in the unseen acts of courage and persistence that define your fight. It is in the choice to keep going when the world says stop, to give thanks when the path grows steep, to adapt when the winds of change blow fierce. Hill's principle of the mastermind reminds us that your legacy grows when you align with others, when you share your vision, when you lift those around you. Your decision is not a solitary act. It is a spark that ignites others, a tide that lifts all boats. When you fight for your purpose, you inspire others to find theirs, creating a chain of impact that stretches across generations. Consider Mother Teresa, whose decision to serve the poorest of the poor was not for recognition, but for love. Her small acts of compassion, holding a dying hand, feeding a hungry soul, were her spiritual war fought in the slums of Calcutta. She didn't seek the spotlight yet. Her decision moved heaven, inspiring millions to see the divine in every act of kindness. Her legacy is not in statues or awards, but in the hearts she touched, the lives she changed, the example she set. Your legacy, too, is built in these moments, every choice to act, to persist, to give each one a brick in a monument that time cannot erode. The impact of your decision is eternal, a force that transcends the boundaries of your life. When you decide, you tap into Hill's infinite intelligence, a universal current that flows through those who align their fight with a greater purpose. Your courage inspires the timid. Your persistence strengthens the weary. Your gratitude transforms the hopeless. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are fighting for the child who needs a hero, the dreamer who needs a spark, the world that needs your light. Every step you take, every fear you face, every lesson you learn, it ripples outward, shaping futures you may never see. Think of Steve Wozniak, the quiet genius behind Apple's early days. While Steve Jobs held the spotlight, Wozniak's decision to build, to create, to solve problems others couldn't imagine, moved heaven in its own way. His impact was not in fame, but in the technology that changed how we connect, create, and dream. He decided to tinker, to persist, to share his gifts and his legacy lives in every device that empowers a new generation. Your impact, too, is in the gifts you share, the decisions you make, the lives you touch with your fight. This eternal nature of your decision is your greatest power. The battlefield is not a place of endings, but of beginnings, a space where your choices create a legacy that outlives you. Hill taught that the universe responds to those who act with definiteness, of purpose, who align their decisions with the greater good. When you decide, you become a co-creator with the infinite, a partner in the dance of destiny. Your courage, your persistence, your gratitude, they are not fleeting. They are forces that echo through time, shaping the world in ways you cannot yet imagine. As you fight, hold this truth. Your legacy is not a burden, but a privilege. It is the chance to leave a mark that matters, to be a light that guides, to be a story that inspires. Every decision you make is a chapter in that story. Every act of courage, a verse. Every moment of persistence, a refrain. You are writing a legacy that will be read by those who come after you, a testament to a soul that dared to decide to fight to rise. The heavens are watching, waiting for you to claim this power, to see your fight as a gift to the world. Surround yourself with those who amplify your legacy, who share your vision, who remind you of the impact you were born to make. Hill's mastermind principle is not just a strategy. It is a spiritual alliance, a collective force that turns your decision into a movement. These are your fellow warriors, your co-creators, the ones who walk beside you in the fight for a life of meaning. Together you become unstoppable, a force that moves not just heaven, but the earth itself. Stand on this battlefield and feel the weight of your decision. You are not small. You are not insignificant. You are a creator, a warrior, a light. Your legacy is your power, your impact, your purpose, your fight, your gift. Every choice you make, every step you take, every moment you choose to persist, it sends a ripple through eternity. A signal to the universe that you are here, that you are fighting, that you are alive. Decide, act, persist, give thanks, and watch as heaven moves not just for you, but through you for the world that awaits your legacy. The battlefield of your life is a sacred arena where every decision you make becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of eternity. Your fight is not just a struggle, it is a transformation, a journey from who you are to who you were born to be. When you decide, you ignite a spark that sets your soul ablaze, and with every act of courage, persistence, gratitude, and faith, you fan that spark into a fire that lights the heavens. This is the moment where your decision becomes more than a choice. It becomes a revolution, a force that aligns you with the infinite, a legacy that reshapes the cosmos. Napoleon Hill taught that the universe responds to those who dare to decide, with definiteness of purpose, and when you embrace this truth, heaven moves not as a distant force, but as a partner in your transformation. Transformation is the heart of your fight. It is not about changing the world around you, but about changing the world within you. Every decision you make, every moment you choose, courage over fear, persistence over surrender, gratitude over despair, is a step toward becoming the fullest expression of your potential. Hill wrote that you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. This is not a poetic flourish, it is a spiritual truth. When you decide, you take the helm, steering your life toward a horizon only you can see. You are not bound by your past, your circumstances, or the limits others impose. You are bound only by the strength of your decision, and in that strength you transform. Think of Maya Angelou, a woman who faced trauma, poverty, and a world that sought to silence her. She could have let her pain define her, but she decided to rise, to transform her wounds into wisdom, her struggles into poetry. Her decision to write, to speak, to live with courage and grace. It moved heaven, turning her voice into a beacon for millions. Her transformation was not just personal. It was universal, a testament to the power of a soul that chooses to become more. Your transformation, too, is a force, a journey that reshapes not just your life, but the lives of those who witness your fight. This transformation is fueled by alignment with the infinite, what Hill called the infinite intelligence, a universal energy that flows through those who decide with clarity and act with purpose. When you align your mind, your heart, your actions with your highest vision, you tap into a current that transcends the ordinary. This is not mysticism. It is the spiritual law of creation, the truth that the universe conspires with those who dare to decide. Every act of gratitude, every moment of resilience, every choice to learn it aligns you with this force, opening doors, weaving synchronicities, bringing your vision closer to reality. Consider Elon Musk, a man who decided to dream beyond the boundaries of Earth itself. His vision of a multiplanetary future was mocked, his failures broadcast for the world to see. Yet he aligned his actions with his purpose, his persistence with his faith, his learning with his courage. Each rocket launch, each setback, each moment of defiance, it was a step toward alignment with something greater. His decision moved heaven through his ingenuity, his relentless will, his refusal to accept the impossible. Your decision, too, can move the stars, aligning your fight with the infinite, turning your dreams into reality. This alignment requires you to let go of what no longer serves you. The doubts that cling to your mind, the fears that chain your heart, the habits that pull you back, release them. Your decision is a sacred act, a vow to live as the highest version of yourself. It is a commitment to shed the old, to embrace the new, to become the person your vision demands. Hill's principle of autosuggestion teaches us to feed our minds with the images of our success, to speak our purpose into existence, to act as if our dreams are already real. This is not pretense. It is the spiritual act of aligning your reality with the infinite potential within you. Your fight is not solitary. The moment you decide, you join a lineage of warriors, those who, like you, chose to transform, to align with the infinite, to leave a legacy that echoes through time. Surround yourself with those who amplify your transformation, who share your alignment, who challenge you to rise higher. Hill's mastermind principle is a spiritual alliance, a collective force that turns your decision into a movement. These are your fellow creators, your comrades in the war for a life of meaning. Together you become a tide that shifts the heavens, a force that reshapes the world. As you stand on this battlefield, feel the power of your transformation. You are not the person you were when you began this fight. Every decision, every act of courage, every moment of persistence has forged you into something stronger, wiser, greater. Your alignment with the infinite is your strength, your connection to a purpose that transcends you. You are not just fighting for a dream. You are fighting for a legacy that will live beyond you, a transformation that will inspire others, a life that proves the impossible is possible. The heavens are not distant. They are here now within you. Your decision is the spark that calls them to action, the choice that aligns you with the eternal. Every step you take, every fear you face, every lesson you learn, it is a signal to the universe that you are ready, that you are fighting, that you are alive. You are not just a warrior. You are a creator, a dreamer, a force of the infinite. Your transformation is your power. your alignment, your guide, your legacy, your gift. Decide with clarity. Act with courage. Persist with faith. And watch as heaven moves not just for you but through you for the world that awaits your light. This is the moment. The battlefield is yours. The fight is yours. The transformation is yours. You are not bound by the limits of the past or the doubts of the present. You are bound only by the strength of your decision, the fire of your purpose, the power of your alignment with the infinite. Stand tall, raise your heart, claim your place in the eternal. Your decision is a revolution, a force that moves the heavens, a legacy that will echo forever. Fight for it, become it, live it, and heaven will move with you. The battlefield of your life is a sacred crucible where every decision you make forges a legacy that echoes through eternity. You stand at the pinnacle of your fight, a warrior transformed by the fire of your choices, radiant with the power of your purpose, aligned with the infinite force that moves the heavens. This is not the end of your battle. It is the beginning of your triumph, the moment when your decision becomes a revolution, a light that pierces the darkness, a call that awakens the world. When you decide you do more than choose a path, you become a force, a creator, a beacon of what is possible. Every theme of your fight mindset, belief, clarity, vision, purpose, discipline, action, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, learning, faith, courage, persistence, and transformation as converges here in this sacred now, where heaven moves not just for you, but through you. Your mindset is the foundation, the sacred ground where you chose to plant seeds of possibility over weeds of doubt. Your belief is the fire that fueled your dreams burning brighter with every act of faith. Clarity sharpened your vision, turning vague hopes into a vivid blueprint of your destiny. Purpose gave your fight meaning, a reason to rise when the world said fall. Discipline and action were the steps you took, the bricks you laid, each one a vow to honor your decision. Gratitude transformed your struggles into strength. Adaptability turned obstacles into opportunities. Resilience lifted you from every fall, and learning made every moment a teacher. Faith and courage were your wings, persistence, your heartbeat transformation, your journey and legacy, your gift to the world. These are not separate threads. They are the tapestry of your life woven by the power of your decision. Think of Martin Luther King Jr., a man who decided to dream of a world where love triumphed over hate. His vision was not just for himself, but for humanity. His purpose, a call to justice that echoed beyond his years. He faced hatred, imprisonment, and death, yet his decision never wavered. His discipline in the face of fear, his gratitude for every step forward, his resilience through every setback they moved. Heaven reshaping a nation, inspiring generations. His legacy is not in monuments, but in the hearts he awakened, the lives he lifted, the world he changed. Your decision, too, is a force that can awaken, lift, and change, a spark that sets the heavens ablaze. This is your moment to claim that power. You are not defined by your past, your fears, or the limits others impose. You are defined by your decision, by the courage to act, the persistence to keep going, the faith to believe when the world offers no proof. Hill's infinite intelligence is not a distant dream. It is the energy that flows through you when you align your heart, your mind, your actions with your highest purpose. Every choice you make, every moment you choose to rise, to learn to give thanks, is a signal to the universe that you are ready, that you are fighting, that you are alive. And the universe responds, weaving synchronicities, opening doors, aligning the heavens to your will. Your fight is not just for you. It is for the world that needs your light. Your decision is a gift, a ripple that touches lives you may never know, a fire that ignites hope in hearts you may never see. Think of Frida Kahlo, whose pain became her canvas, whose decision to create turned suffering into art. She didn't paint for fame. She painted to express, to transform, to live. Her courage, her persistence, her alignment with her truth. They moved heaven, leaving a legacy that inspires millions to find beauty in their brokenness. Your fight, too, is a canvas, a chance to paint a legacy that inspires, to create a story that endures. This is the climax of your battle, the moment you embrace your decision as a sacred vow, a commitment to live as the fullest expression of your soul. You are not just a warrior. You are a creator, a dreamer, a force of the infinite. Your mindset is your foundation, your belief, your fire, your clarity, your guide. Your purpose is your call, your discipline, your strength, your action, your bridge. Your gratitude is your lens, your adaptability, your dance, your resilience, your rise. Your learning is your growth, your faith, your wings, your courage, your sword. Your persistence is your heartbeat, your transformation, your journey, your legacy, your gift. Together, they are the power that moves heaven. Stand tall on this battlefield. Feel the fire in your soul, the pulse of your purpose, the strength of your decision. The world may try to dim you, to distract you, to pull you back into the shadows. But you are not small. You are not insignificant. You are a revolution, a light, a force that cannot be extinguished. Every step you take, every fear you face, every moment you choose to persist, it is a declaration to the universe: I am here. I am fighting. I am alive. And heaven moves not just for you, but through you, for the child who needs hope, the dreamer who needs courage, the world that needs your light. This is your calling. Your decision is not a moment, but a way of being, a commitment to live with purpose, to fight with courage, to rise with faith. You are part of a greater whole, a lineage of warriors who decided to dream, to act, to transform. Surround yourself with those who amplify your fire, who share your vision, who challenge you to be more. Hill's mastermind is your army, your allies in the spiritual war, your co-creators in a life of meaning. Together, you are unstoppable, a tide that shifts the stars, a force that moves the heavens. The battlefield is yours. The fight is yours. The victory is yours. Let your life be a testament to the power of a soul that dares to decide. Let your legacy be a flame that never fades, a story that never ends, a light that guides the way. You are not just fighting for a dream. You are fighting for eternity, for the infinite, for the divine spark within you. Decide, act, persist, believe, transform, and watch as heaven moves not just for you, but through you for the world that awaits your fire. This is your moment. This is your fight. This is your destiny. Decide, and heaven will move.